Last week, we talked about all the good movies of 2024. And today, we're going to talk about the complete opposite and the videos that I actually put in the thumbnail of last week's video. Some of the worst movies of 2024.
My name is
Hot Schmoes.
and I like to party.
I'm going to start it out with a movie slash group of movies, not all of which came out during last year. One of them came out at the end of 2023, but then they both got re-released onto Netflix in 2024. And that would be Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon. These movies, if you want to waste 3 hours of your life watching the first one, and then waste another 3 hours of your life watching the second one, then by all means, go and watch the Rebel Moon series.
This better not awaken anything in me.
However, just remember you will be wasting a total of 6 hours of your life that you could spend watching the original trilogy of Star Wars.
Hello there.
Interstellar, twice,
Do not have time. The second wave is coming.
or both of the Dune movies.
Listen, I gave.
Okay, just keep that in mind and avoid the Rebel Moon franchise.
Cool.
On the list of really good movies that you should watch from 2024, I included Sonic 3.
He is much more impressive than the hedgehog I fought previously.
Dude, I'm standing right here.
Great movie. Great video game adaptation to film. This year we also had a absolutely terrible video game adaptation to film known as Borderlands. This movie is atrocious. It's shot poorly, it's acted poorly, and it's casted poorly. They tried so hard to be video gamer friendly without caring about the story or the world that they were involved in. And it just sucks. Don't watch that movie, especially if you love the Borderlands video games. One of the movies that I went into with high hopes was The Crow, which is a remake of an older film also named The Crow.
A bastard devil stood and saw how awful goodness is.
Just a reimagining of the same story. If I remember correctly, it is originally based off of a comic book. If it's not, then I'm going to take this part out. And unfortunately, the movie is extremely boring until you reach about an hour into the film, and then you have about 15 minutes of really, really good action. Like a phenomenal staircase hallway sequence that was one of my favorite scenes to watch, like action sequences of the year. But the rest of the movie is just so boring because they take 12 million years to get to the point where the main character does something. Those 15 minutes of him doing something, other than his girlfriend, are fantastic. Loved it. But the rest of the film is just terrible to watch. So if you're gonna watch The Crow, don't watch The Crow, just watch the 15 minutes or so, give or take, of action near the end of the film when he's fighting in the staircase.
It's the best.
You'll thank me. Quite a lot, actually. You're welcome. In advance.
Nailed it.
I can respect the creator, but the creation, I just cannot, dude. Megalopolis was... Megalopolis was just... Wait a second. No, it's Megalopolis, isn't it?
Go.
Yeah. Megalopolis was just a fever dream and a half of something. It was one of the movies of the year, for sure. It just wasn't one of the good ones. It's I don't even know how to describe the movie. You know what? I'm not even going to describe the rest of the movie. That's all you need to know. Kylo Ren and Moff Gideon are butting heads about this movie while Kylo Ren's trying to build a futuristic city out of the downtown section of city that he blew up. Also, he's got time powers. Also, you've got that one chick.
Can I just say, I loved you in
from America's Got Talent that releases a single in there who plays someone. And then you do have a character whose name is Wow. Francis Ford Coppola, I'm sorry, but your movie is certified dog water.
Got him!
And to any of you snobs that think I'm just saying that it's a bad movie to, you know, say it's a bad movie, go rewatch the movie, please, and tell me you actually understand it.
Lies! Deceptions!
Because it was just a bad film that was badly directed, badly shot, badly acted by phenomenal people. The director is phenomenal, the actors are phenomenal, but the story and the setting and everything done to create the film was bad, okay? Do not even argue with me.
Don't make me destroy you.
You're wrong. Let's move on. Okay, we're almost done. Don't worry. I've only got 2 more complaints for the year and only 3 more movies. My first complaint of those 2 is as follows. Sony, you made these Spider-Man films, which are adored and beloved by millions. Then, after you couldn't make a 4th one, you decided to reboot and make these, the Amazing Spider-Man movies, which I personally love. Don't get mad at me, people. I think Andrew Garfield was the best Spider-Man.
Ancestors protect me. May they protect you.
But then, after the events of this movie, and the subsequent successes of these Spider-Man movies, obviously while these were happening, some of this other stuff was happening as well, you decided somewhere that instead of working with Marvel Studios and Disney, it would be a good idea to create these movies. Movies that are designed to completely rewrite characters to be standalone characters, and you tried so very hard to turn people that are not heroes into heroes.
What did it cost?
I don't care who you are, what you say, Morbius is not a Spider-Man hero. He is a Spider-Man villain.
It's Morbin time.
It was a dog water movie. We're not going to talk about it anymore. But you then decided to follow it up with a movie that is supposed to have been a Spider-Man-esque movie that doesn't necessarily have a Spider-Man villain, but instead is Madam Web. And this is my first complaint. This is the worst Marvel movie that I have ever watched, minus maybe Elektra.
So, just to refresh, you are Wonder...
Elektra.
Elektra, yes, who could forget?
And it's probably worse. I don't know how to describe it, but the entire movie just is hard to watch. You have a main character who doesn't know what in the world she's doing, why in the world she's doing any of it, and she's acting against her antagonist that does know what he's doing but can't seem to stay in a scene or speak correctly. That's right, the entire movie has ADR over almost every sequence that the villain is in. Your main antagonist, you never see his face properly because he cannot speak properly. or they changed the dialogue or something. I don't know why, but they decided it was a good idea to re-record all of his lines and still keep all of the sequences that they acted. It's atrocious. Who in the world said that was a good idea? Whoever it is should stop making decisions over at Sony. Now, I'm going to get close to you again, because if you didn't know, they recently made another movie. This one. This one just came out. And guess what it also has? Is characters that had ADR re-recorded. Their voice lines are re-recorded again, and they have the same problem as the movie that they did previously. It's also a bad story that relies on the fact that somebody happens to have information, which is really unfortunate. I do have to give Kraven the Hunter a little bit more kudos because, like The Crow that I spoke of earlier, it also has about 15-ish minutes of really decent action. That's it. Those are my two problems from 2024. But I have one more movie. And the reason it's not a problem is not because it's a good film or anything like that. It's simply my example to the title of this video. It's a movie I didn't watch. I avoided watching this movie. I probably never will watch this movie because A, I heard it was terrible, B, the trailers made it look terrible, and C, I was just not intrigued. And if you're not intrigued to go see a movie, at least for some reason, sometimes I go watch a movie because it's bad and I think it's going to be like funny bad. Hence Madam Web and Kraven the Hunter and The Crow. Or Megalopolis. Honestly, all of the films on this list today, they really were just movies that I was like, I had some intrigue for. But the movie that I just absolutely avoided was Harold and the Purple Crayon. I'm sorry, Zachary Levi. I love you and Chuck.
Oh, you did not see that one coming, did you, Grandpa?
You're fantastic. Shazam, a little less so. But you're great. And like me, I would encourage all of you to also avoid this movie. No idea why, you just should avoid it, okay? Thank you. Thank you very much. Anyway, I hope this helped you avoid terrible movie choices from last year, okay? If not, I'm so sorry that I did not get to you in time, but you should just continue to follow because I'll continue to let you know what to avoid and what to watch. So anyway, maybe next time we'll have someone with me. Anyway, bye! How do you turn this off? It won't turn off!